Yo, everybody. Hope you are well and welcome to this live stream, and the emergency live stream, truly, as we're getting such a massive move right now. I thought, what better time than ever to go live for a YouTube stream? This truly is going to be a very helpful stream. I'm very sure of that. I know a lot of people will be extremely scared, worried, fearful, or just simply oblivious to what's happening right now. It's an extremely big move, an extremely important move, and actually great opportunity. So I want to talk you through this today in this stream. I actually haven't done a YouTube live stream for probably 6 months, so it's very rare that you get me here on the YouTube, but I thought this is truly a very good time to go live. I will start off by saying hello. Let me pop out this chat and let's go through, and then we will begin. So yeah, just start off with a lovely emergency Bitcoin. We can go through the market in general actually here. Look at this, gold and silver moving once again. Lovely to see. Let's go champions. Jesus is great. Yes, shout out to Jesus Christ. Smash the like. Yes, if you are happy that we are live here right now, then smash the likes, my friends. Smash those likes. Bought a bottom. Let's go through. Let's see if we got a bottom forming during this stream. I actually truly think we are at a very big pivot right now. Best community, best coaches, best members, and from Somerset. I'm truly happy to see everybody well here, happy. You know, it's kind of a blessing, right, that people are this happy in the stream when most people would be super depressed right now and sad. But thankfully we got a few different things, right? First of all, we just got a good community. Second of all, we have got some lovely shorts, so it's a little bit easier to be happy on the drop. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, picking your dog up from surgery. I hope the surgery went well for your dog. Hopefully this can give you a smile while you're in the car, and I'm praying for your dog that he's going to be absolutely fine and recovered from the surgery. So yeah, let's have a champion dog smile as he's picked up. I really hope so. So yeah, shout out to Jesus. CC from Germany, Portugal. We got everyone in the house right now. Big up the doggo. Yeah, hello everybody. Hope that you are doing well. I am alive. I am CC. I am happy. Yes, that's what we want. I want everyone to be having big smiles on their face today. I know this is going to be a special stream, so I've got a big smile on my face. And what better way to spend the evening than with the champs, right? This is always lovely to do. So yeah, without further said or do, let's get into a little bit of analysis to kick things off, right? So first of all, I actually done a YouTube video a little bit earlier today. I done a live stream in the morning, which was at UK time, I think around 5 a.m. because we had a big move. So we done an early live stream. That was obviously on the champion membership. And then I done the YouTube video this afternoon. And now I'm doing another YouTube live stream here this evening. So it's been a full day, we can say, of analysis and trading. And I had this really key level. And we have slightly traded through, but we're still absolutely around the zone. So of course, we can go over the Elliot waves, we can go over these higher term time frame levels. I would just want to start off with here what I class as a really nice level, and it's this uptrend anchored VWAP. And so the uptrend anchored VWAP, if we stick this on log scale, what I want to be showing you is this pivot here. Okay, so I just want to verify something very quickly. So what we can see is this low 437, this low 450. So we're really between those two, aren't we? So let's just 5. Okay. So this is right the low of where we got impulsive back in 2022. Of course, our next pivot down is very obvious, and it's the coronavirus pivot, which is at $46,000. But this for me is a truly massive pivot. It is the uptrend anchored VWAP, my friends, from this low zone from 2022, right after that massive bear market. As you all know, we had the short from $69,000 back in 2021, and we brought that all the way down to $15,000 in 2022. Anyway, that low in 2022 Have a guess what that's done. That low in 2022 gave this lovely anchored VWAP. A few things I want to bring to your attention here is this is a weekly profile, but look what happens each time we have thus far touched. Each time we've touched this level, we had the wick through the level, reversal, wick through the level, reversal, tap to pretty much the dollar, you know, strong continuation to the upside. Of course, we are in the midst right now of a very, very big move to the downside, don't get me wrong, but this is, for me, a very important level. You know, let me do a little guess. If you remember, you already actually know. But for the people that aren't a member, do you think I have bought right now? Do you think I have placed some bids? Do you think I am buying this support level? What do you think? Let me know in the chat right now. Is it a yes? Is it a no? Is it long? Is it short? No, it's a chart. It's a trade. Let me know what you're thinking. Do you think I would be buying this level right now? Is it a bit too risky? Are we going to drop down a lot lower? What are we thinking, my friends? Of course, I'll also talk you through the short trade. Shall we start off seeing how much profit the short is in right now? As you know, all right, we'll take a look at the short first, and then I'll explain this because it's a little bit, it's multifaceted, let's say. First of all, of course, let's just do a very quick check because I always want to double check. I'm swapping around accounts all the time, you see, so I just need to make sure I'm actually on the right account here. Yes, I am. Perfect. So let's bring you back over to this. So I am still in this short trade. As you see, look at that, $999,000, $1 million, $1 million profit shorts. This was a short trade called in advance, given absolutely freely. Actually, even here on YouTube, I will load up the video because it was called in a long form video. But the beauty here is it also was called in a short form video. And this is what I mean. Like, you can just spend 15 seconds of your day. Where was that video? There you go. Look at this. So it even had $98,000. So this is literally would have took 15 seconds of your time. Look at this. This is where I called it.
But my ideal number one scenario is the same here, and that is still that we can get the bigger move to the upside. Still very interested in this $96,000 to $98,000 zone. All right, so if we can get through in the coming 4 hours above the value area high, it gives us a clear run, okay, to 95, and then on the data release, the bigger spike up into the bigger resistance, which I think ultimately gives a very nice short trade to bring us back down. You know, I'm very, very...
I mean, you can't tell. This was published before, you know, we're hitting into the level, before everything. Like, I'm giving you it on a silver platter. I took that short, I compounded that short, and my friends, that is, let's call it $1 million. This is real trading account. This is not a demo account. This is not fake money. This is not money that's given to me by the exchange. So this is real money, my money, on the exchange, and that is a $1 million trade from a call that was given here on YouTube before it happened. Right? If I'm giving these calls on YouTube, you can only imagine what's happening inside the membership. Right? This is like pinpoint accuracy. I knew this level towards $98,000. I knew I wanted to short from 96 to 98 and validation above it. And the way that trade played out, well, I mean, my friends, that is a million. Just as $1 million trade. So yeah, if you want that, you know where to be. Hit that subscribe button, and don't miss the next one. Do not miss the next one, my friends. But yeah, that is a $1 million trade. Truly, that's $1 million trade. And yeah, that all stemmed from the fake out of my speculative channel high. Which was it was a very nice call, to be honest with you. So I was calling this for the move up towards $98,000. That's where we were looking for those short trades. And my exact words, that's going to be a very, very nice short trade. And look at that. We moved up exactly as predicted to $98,000. And what a short trade it was in the end. So yeah, for me now, this has come into a very, 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 very important level of support. And although I am actually not leverage longing this, I am. See how many people guessed it. I am buying spot. So actually, I've added a very large spot order here towards 66.5k. Got some fills, so you know I'm pretty happy with this. And so yeah, there you go. Isn't it funny that in the space of like 2 minutes we just made another $10,000? You know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's $10,000 in a minute. But yeah, this is obviously the way that I'm trading this is very clever, if I'm totally honest with you. So I'm not overly exposed, even though I'm adding into my spot here, for a few reasons. Number one is because I have shorts across the board, not just from 1998. 120, 123, 126. I have shorts across the board there. So I'm kind of getting myself from a position of massively negative short, right? From let's call it like, if you always view it like a balanced scale, right? I like to be a lot of the time, let's say a 60-40, 70-30. I never like to be, well, massively one side of the scale to the other. I'm always like trying to get this like a little bit of balance, right? So what I have been is, let's call it 90-10, just extremely weighted to the short side. And that is because I have been very bearish, right? Nobody can deny I have been very, very bearish. I've been calling for the bull. I've been calling for the bear market since the highs of $120,000. I think I was truly one of the first people in the whole of the space to be calling for this bear market. And again, I don't want to just say that and not back it up. So I will always show you the evidence here so you can kind of see. I will show you very, very, very quickly because it wasn't that long ago that I quote tweeted this. Yeah, so these are posts, as you can see for yourself, on the 7th of October. I'm literally saying, I'm short. I want a large drop. Short in the top of the bull market. I was making the memes. I was, there was no hiding this. I got a feeling it's telling me to close all my longs, go shorts, short and chill. It's going to be nice if it crashes. Why would I try and long when I'm looking for massive drops? I made it very, very, very clear, you can say. This was back in October. I was honestly calling for the top of the market there, $126,000 for actually a large drop. So, for me now, I have been very, very, very weighted to the short side. And so I don't want to suddenly go 90% weight, 10% and suddenly bring this even down to 50-50. No, but I'm balancing my scales, right? I'm not removing my short exposure, but I'm adding to long. Okay. So, how I'm doing this is I've taken some profit on altcoin shorts because I don't want to actually close Bitcoin shorts at the moment. But I was short on Tether. Again, when I'm trading Bitcoin, as you can see here, this is BTC USD. But I've been trading altcoins. For example, I had my short on Solana from $150, but that is against Tether. So I had this lovely short on Solana. The same time I shorted Bitcoin, actually, I had this exact same setup on Solana. So this is why it was so nice. I said Solana to fake out towards $150. And Bitcoin to fake out towards $98,000. And Bitcoin hit $98,000 while Solana hit 150, give or take. And that for me was my short on Solana. And at the same time is where I was short. Look at this, at one point, nearly $18,000 profits, since we're speaking. And so the profits that I've been making now on Solana is what I'm using to buy some spots here and to remove the, to kind of balance those scales, removing some exposure onto my shorts, but adding to Bitcoin. And again, this is just me looking for a medium-term potential. Again, not financial advice. I'm not telling anybody to long right now. You have to make your own research. I'm just telling you educationally, and to be honest with you, I am buying some spot here, but I will look to buy all the way down to around $55,000. So does that mean I'm going to go all in here? No, because I have a zone from the value area low, or to the value area low, of potential here. And so why would I go all in at $66,000 if there's still another 10% off? Well, again, the potential is actually there's another 60% off, but I will trade that as I will basically close this. Well, I will just close these spot positions for a loss. And I have explained to the champion members, but I want everybody to actually understand that I'm not actually risking a dollar loss. You might think, how is this possible? How could I buy, let's say 66, 62, 60, 58, $60,000. How could I get filled here on all these spot orders? And if price does that, not lose money? It's because I will be entering spot orders while keeping shorts open. So I'm not closing my shorts. So then you might think, well, how can you make money if you're not closing shorts and you're buying spot? Because what I will do is one of two things. We either get a massive drop. Well, I close all the spot for, of course, that is in essence a loss, yes. But because, let's say I lose $5 million on the spot, but then my short has made, let's say, $10 million, well, you can kind of understand I've really made $5 million. Okay, and that's because of the weighting of my positions. And again, it's fairly complex if you don't really understand how to weight positions correctly, or hedge, let's call it. And because of that weighting, the weighting of the scales is still, even with my spot buy, still going to be weighted to the short, although it's going to be closer to a 60-40. I will still make money if there is a massive drop. And that's where people are going to get wrecked. Because if you just suddenly buy massive amount of spot here, and then you drop to $20,000, are you going to be wrecked? Most people would be, because they don't know how to balance those scales. They're always at extremes. They're always fully short or fully long. And I don't think that's the way you should trade. You should never be fully long or fully short, if you understand my style of trading. Okay, you want to be balancing the scales 60-40, 70-30. Okay, so I'm still weighted to the short side. So then I go on to, how could I make money? How could I make money if I'm on this balancing scale? Well, let's say I get my fills, and instead of getting the drop, and then I just simply close all those spot orders for a loss, but my short covers those losses. Well, let's say price does that. Well, then how do I make money? Well, I will start to get that scale balanced out more. I will then close the shorts if there's strength. And then I'm left in a position where I have a lot, because I'm doing quite a bit here. I've got a lot of spot orders filled. Again, I'm not really that interested in the leverage positions, but we're talking multi-million dollars. I don't really need leverage positions. And so I will then have a scale of a lot of spot Bitcoin, and I will close the shorts on strength. And that's how I can make money if we then, let's say, go to new all-time highs, because my scale went from, 70-30 back towards, let's call it 40-60. So I'm now weighted more towards the long side. So when we keep getting strength, I keep closing those shorts, and that's balancing me more back into the net long. And that's how I can extract the profits. Okay. And so I think it is the best way to trade. Like, again, you're not going for maximum profits, but it is like a very consistent way of trading, and there's a lot of thought behind it, and it's not just randomly doing things. Yeah, that's kind of like how I'm approaching this. I'm happy to take some questions, by the way. And yes, love to see all the viewers in here. We have 1,500 people in here. So yeah, if you are new, hit that like button, smash a like, give a subscribe. As you can see, you could be in very similar shorts if you were subscribed to the channel. We're calling all of this on the channel before the drop, been making several videos called about the bear market. So, definitely I've played this. Again, I'm not a perfect trader. I will sometimes make mistakes. I will sometimes take a few losing trades, but I am very good at is recognizing the major pivots on the chart and then not getting into a short and closing it all straight away. Okay, it's the management of the trade. It's extracting those massive profits. That's $30,000 in 10 minutes. We just made $30,000 of profit in 10 minutes here. So, that's what we're doing. So yeah, ask me some questions. I'm here to help, right? Take advantage of my time while I'm here with you, because again, it's not that often that I'm doing YouTube live streams. So I want to try and help you out as much as I can, because I'm only going to be here for about another 15-20 minutes. So yeah, ask as many questions as possible, and I will give you the very best answers. So yeah, please ask away, my friends. Happy to be here. Happy to help you. And yeah. I think YouTube should introduce a voting system, actually, because what the thing is, you get a million questions, but Zek, right? I've seen a few people mentioning Zek. So I saw this Zek comment here. I see a Zek comment here. So I'll talk about Zek then for a second. So that will be question number one. But YouTube really should have a vote counter, so I can say, oh, that's the most popular question. I'll focus on that question. But Zek, I see, was commented there a few times. So I will look at Zek. Which is a very popular altcoin. Another altcoin that actually Chart Champions has shorted. So you know how much we love to short. It's what we're going for, my friend. This is something I prepared earlier. This is actually from a Champions live stream, so you can kind of see. Am I bullish on ZEC? So ZEC is actually another coin that I am short on right now. I will try and just see something for you here. I want to see if I can. I'm sure I had an up. I'm just going to be 1 second. Zcash. I think. Here we go. Yeah. So this is.
I want to point out to you here that are super crucial. Ask the question, how did we know that another high was coming here? We had not only the fake out of a mini range high, stopping out early shorts, into the psychological 550, into the value area high, but also into the one-to-one extension of a ABC correction on the Elliot waves. My friend, that is per the fake out of a mini range high.
Anyway, this was basically a setup that we also shared, and it was a fake out of the mini range high at the time, $550 ZEC. So this was called in advance. I always will just say that this was called in advance. There's nothing hindsight about this. We literally have shorts from $550 on ZEC, and I actually believe this can make a full retracement all the way back down to $30. I'm very much short on ZEC. I'm definitely not entering any longs. I'm not actually interested in closing the shorts. I think this can absolutely head all the way back down. I'm a very big bearish person when it comes to altcoins. If you ask me about altcoins, I'm probably bearish on it. I'm probably short on it. There's not a single altcoin that I can say I'm really bullish on. I think, and again, I want to just say that my opinions of if this is not happening now today, right? I've had this opinion for months now. I'm very, very, very bearish on altcoins. I think there is not a single good altcoin, in my opinion. I think they are all kind of like heading towards zero. I am just a very, 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 very big bear, and I'm also very attached to this opinion as well, because I know, because I run a very large community, a lot of people that come to our community come because they get wrecked on altcoins, and it's always the same story, that they believe this altcoin is the next best thing, or they were shilled this altcoin by this influencer, and this influencer said it was some amazing project, and then I see, okay, yeah, you sold the same story again, it's selling the dreams. You got to be super careful on these influencers, all these traders. Oh yeah, they're such good traders. That's why they're going to shill you altcoins, right? I always think you got to think to yourself, is a good trader going to be shilling you some random altcoin? Is he really making money trading if he's going to shill you some random altcoin? Think about that. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. Just think about that. Anyway. The majority of people come in, they get absolutely wrecked on altcoins. They've lost nearly all their money from the altcoins. They're hodling this random thing, and they're absolutely destroyed. And so I am always saying, don't hodl altcoins. Stay away from hodling. You're just going to get wrecked. The majority of these things are going to zero. They're completely worthless. They're honestly just a complete waste of space. Stop hodling altcoins. Trade altcoins, yes. Hodl them is a recipe for disaster. A recipe for disaster with a capital D. And so, my opinion on ZEC is, honestly, I'm looking for a full retracement, and I can say this is probably one of the best trades of the year, because when we shorted ZEC, it was on the back of a $2,000 pump to the upside, right from the lows to the highs. 2,500% in a few months. This was one of the most bullish, hyped, massive altcoins in the whole of the space, and we shorted it with confidence. I'm actually thinking it's going to go for a full retracement, just like everything else I've seen. I've been in this space long enough to trade and watch 2017, 2018, and onwards, right? And so I've seen these massive pumps, and I've seen them always get retraced. And so I think ZEC is like every single altcoin is going to get a full retracement. Okay, I might be wrong, and I will adjust to strength. But right now I say, well, I'm not going to be longing this. I think it's extremely weak. I think it's just like everything else under the sun. And it's probably going to retrace the whole move, which is kind of insane, because this was a 2,500% move to the upside. But yeah, I'm very, very much bearish on this altcoin. And if you ask me about any altcoin, my answer will be I'm very bearish on it. I'm not bullish on any altcoins. I do not think altcoins are the play right now. Okay. So we just took the lows again. So we did just doing a little SFP, and I'm pretty sure I got another spot order filled here. Actually, let me just check. I will show you. This is all within the same Bybit account. There you go. I just got filled on another spot order here. So you can see this. I will show you just for full transparency. So there you go. Got filled right at the absolute low of the wick, actually. That was my first spot order. As you can see on this guy, was for 6 Bitcoin. So I just bought about 6.5 Bitcoin spot. And the fill there was 66,560. So yeah, within the wick, not too bad. I was basically waiting for this low to be taken out, give me a little bit of a swing failure pattern. So yeah, I just just bought about 6.5 Bitcoin there. So again, this is just slow and steady, and this is just one kind of random account that I have, and yeah, this is what we're going for here. So yeah, just loaded up a 6.6 Bitcoin. So I think that's about $500,000. So yeah, I was looking for that fake out. We got the fake out. I bought some more, and so there you go. That's how we do it at Chart Champions. And so I'm slowly getting those scales back. So essentially, if you're not interested in spot, then it's the kind of the same viewpoint, right? Swing failure pattern at a mini range low. You look for that fake out. You can look for that pump. So already, you know, that's already signed kind of nice profits there, to be honest. Look at this lovely reaction, by the way. I got filled on the absolute wick here. 6.5 Bitcoin, instantly 1.5% bounce. So that's kind of funny. That, you know, that's $7,500 made on my spot purchase in like 2 minutes. So I bought about $500,000 there of spot. And what would a 1.5% bounce? So there's these $7,500 of spot portfolio increased in a few minutes. So not bad going. Look at this lovely reaction, by the way. And this was literally just a simple fact of hitting that low. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. There we go. So you can just see, I was saying no leverage longs for me, but I'm adding spot at 66.5k. What did we just do? Boom, took that out. 66.5k hit. So just to show you as well, there's no hindsight. This was an hour ago, telling where I'm literally placing my order. You know, so. You know, 66.5k, we get filled at 66.5k, and there's literally an instant 1.5% bounce. And I just show you this again because I always am a bit wary, because in this space it is full of literally like people that fake all their stuff, a lot of hindsight traders, but there's no hindsight here. There you go. There is the exact post an hour ago in the Champions Discord. Large spot order, 66.5k. And yeah, we just got filled at the absolute wick of the move for an instant 1.5% bounce. So again, I traded this on spot. If you traded that with a leverage order, it's also pretty, you know, it's pretty extreme bounces to be had there, to be honest with you. So yeah, lovely, 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 lovely. And you also have to say, you know, you also have to think here. I'm all honest. I'll be honest with you. I am in two minds, and that's why I'm playing it a bit cautious, because one mind says we have just seen, we're on our third red week in a row, and this is an extreme move in 3 weeks, nearly 30% off. It is due for a bounce, but what worries me the most is that when I go on Twitter or whatever it's called, X, and I see Grant, I don't even know, Grant Cardone or something like this. I see Grant Cardone buying Bitcoin. I don't know. I just see all these influencer type people buying Bitcoin, and that's what kind of worries me. I really want everybody to be saying, "I'm not buying Bitcoin." And then I'll be like, wow, I'm super, super, super happy with this. But because I actually see a lot of influencers actually, well, not influencers, I guess these people are, but celebrities or whatever. Because I see these celebrities saying they're buying Bitcoin, it's like, oh, yeah, that actually is not what I want. I want to be more contrarian. So that's why I do personally think that this is going to go down lower, because it seems like it's not bearish enough yet. Okay, I do think there is a lot of fear, but I still think there's also a lot of hope right now. And so this is why the way I'm trading it, I'm not closing that short. Right? I bought some spot, but I've still got all of this short trade open, and this is again just on one account, so I'm not exposing myself to this long side yet, and that is the why, for two reasons. Number one, we haven't seen any strength yet. No strength. I'm not going to get too excited when there's no strength. And two, I think there is still a lot of hope. And really, I believe we're in a bear market. You end bear markets when everybody has capitulated. No one's, you don't get celebrities saying they're buying, right? You get celebrities saying it's over and it's finished. So, I think from a psychological market, understanding perspective, lower is going to come. But I also think on the short term, we could get a bounce. And so, I would compound a short on a bounce right now. Yeah, my gut feeling is over the next few months, we're going lower. Okay, I do not really think that we're going to put in a low today. Is it possible? Yes, amazing. But I do think, realistically speaking, we are going to go lower over the next few months. And so this is also, again, not financial advice. Really, I have to truly understand these videos are not financial advice, not trading advice, not investment advice. I'm just speaking through my opinions and educating you here, truly. And but what I would say is you have to be thinking of your horizon. If your horizon viewpoint is 1 month, is it a good time to buy now? Probably not, because probably in 1 month we're going to be lower. But if you've got a horizon viewpoint of 1-2 years into the future, well, then you can say that is a much better buy. Okay, so you have to be really conscious of what are you buying for here. What type of outlook in terms of time are you looking for? Because again, I think in 1 month we could be another 10% off price, but I think in 1 year we could absolutely be higher. So I'm not a massive bear on Bitcoin, that I think it's going to die as an asset class. And that's all I'm in Bitcoin for, to be honest with you. I'm in Bitcoin because it's something to trade. What am I drinking? This is just water. I actually want to share something with you all, which is really, really cool. And I know I'm not going to talk about it too long, because I know a lot of people hate it and whatever, but I'm going to say it because for me, I'm very proud. But I say this while I'm very sick, so you're going to think, what is this guy on? But actually, I have had a crazy, crazy, crazy massive throat pain during probably the past 3 years. And I've tried everything. I've been trying literally everything you can think of to get rid of the throat pain. And now, although I am sick right now, this is a separate issue, but my throat is actually a lot better. Right? This is a lot better. And I want to tell you here, God's honest truth, I have tried everything under the sun to fix this. I know we're slightly off topic here, but I just really want to tell you, I've tried everything you can think of. Truly, I've spent money. I've gone to the hospitals. I've done lots and lots and lots of things that you can think of, and nothing actually was helping my throat. And I kid you not, 1 week ago, me and my wife, we really actually, I came to her and I said, I'm really struggling. I really am struggling because I am really finding it hard to do the live streams because my throat is in a lot of pain. And I really was reaching this point where I'm just like, I love what I do. I love doing these videos, but I was just facing a lot of pain from the throat. And I said, I'm really, really debating what I do here. And she said, right, we're going to pray. And we were at a very low point, we can say. And we prayed, truly, really, really, really prayed. And we said, please, Lord, fix Daniel's throat. Like, he needs his throat. He's really trying to do his best to help people. You know, I've been put in this position, and I believe as a Christian, like, the Lord above me has put me in the position and given me the skills that I have today to help people. And we said, please, Lord, like, I need a healthy throat if I am to help these people. And I kid you not, within like the day, my throat started to get better. And I'm like, this is incredible. And it just shows you the power of prayer, whether you believe it or not. I truly, truly, truly do believe in God. And I just thought it was incredible. I've been here for years and I had never taken the prayer seriously. I don't know, like, I'm also a new Christian, by the way, but I just thought it was incredible. And now I've got a throat. Well, I've done 3 videos today. This is my 3rd video of the day. Okay, 3rd video of the day. And if I had done this 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, my throat would have been killing me. And so anyway, I won't go on about it anymore because I know, you know, a lot of people, don't like talking about that. But, and this is obviously a trading channel at the end of the day. But for me, I just really wanted to share that. Like, last thing I would say is, for me, a very big Christian, and I really, 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 really do know actually that God is real. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, ask me a trading related question then. Yeah, ask me a trading related question, and I will happily answer. A lot of people saying Elliot wave counts. So let's do Elliot wave count. I know you all love Elliot waves. I love Elliot waves. I think I got people hooked on Elliot waves because of how good they are. So Elliot waves is actually how I predicted and timed the high of the 2021 bear market, and it's how I've predicted the high short at 126 bear market. So, you know, let's be honest, Elliot waves very good. Actually, you know what? I also have a highlighted tweet of. I was looking at this the other day. Look at this. So this was a funny one. You want to see this tweet? That is a short from basically $69,000. This is actually back in that 2021 bear market high. So when I shorted $69,000 here, that was from Elliot wave count, where I was timing the high of this wave 3. And we went from $69,000 down to $15,000. And look at that, $68,000, basically $69,000, literally the high of the bear market, or the high of the bull market to the low of the bear market, times 100 short. Like, it was a kind of a crazy trade. And this was off of Elliot waves. And so it was Elliot waves that truly timed the high of the bull market in 2021. And it is so far Elliot waves that helped me time the high of the market again in 2025. So Elliot waves, truly, truly, truly powerful. If you want to learn Elliot waves, by the way, I will tell you like this, right? If you want to learn about Elliot waves, I do have a whole course on everything that you need to learn about trading, from the psychology to the risk management, to the hedging, to the Fibonacci, down to the order flow. If you don't know what this is order flow. We teach Quant Tower, Atlas, Exo, up to the advanced strategies, journaling, statistics, and Elliot waves. So if you want to learn Elliot waves, I built a whole Elliot waves course where I teach you Elliot waves. So yeah, if you want to learn about Elliot waves, chartchampions.com. But for now, I will go. Hopefully you have a base understanding, because otherwise you're gonna be a bit confused. So I believe that we are in a 5-wave impulse move to the downside. So what does that mean? What does that actually mean? Well, the way the market works is like this. I'll do a very quick explanation. Okay, just because I know not everybody knows about Elliot waves. So very, 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 let's call it basic summarized explanation. But a market works like this. It goes up in a 5 impulsive wave move. And this is across the board, whether you're looking at stocks, commodities, crypto. all of it is very, very, very well respected on Elliott waves. And so we go impulse, retracement, impulse, retracement, impulse, right? And we get that 5-wave move to the upside. After you finish 5 waves to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you start to get your 3 waves back down. Okay, and you start to retrace. A, B, C. So the market is moving in a 5-3-5 fashion. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. And this is how we timed the high in 2021. It's how we timed the high in 2025. And again, shorts the high of the market, then we shorted the high of the market the second time, both from a 5-wave structure. The way we get our targets is actually by looking at the length of the 1 to the end of the 4, and you also combine with the length of the 3 to the 4, and we've got Fibonacci time in here, so we actually timed the absolute month that the high was going to be in. It gets very impressive anyway. And basically, once we've formed that 5-wave up, we look for a correction. This could be a simple correction, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, or it could be a bit more complex and we start to get onto WXYs. Again, this is out of the scope of this video. But anyway, once we've seen that final impulse, we look for the retracement back down. Okay, within this retracement, you've got a smaller 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and within here, it's also fractal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And even within here, the smaller degree again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hopefully you get the idea. So that is a very, very, very simplified version of events. But basically what I have seen in the charts is that we'd finished our 5 waves to the upside. Okay, and I want to show you here because it ended in like a little bit of an ending diagonal, by the way. So we kind of got this, you could call it like rising wedge type pattern, right? So the price was moving against each other, and that's how we kind of saw this end with a we saw that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So overlapping price action, you kind of constrict up, and then obviously once you break your trend lines, it's all over for you. And so anyway, we really had a final 5th wave there, and that's how we had the count to short $126,000. And then from that, what's happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we got 5 waves down. So what do we do after 5 waves down? Well, we're going to be forming a 3, aren't we? Okay, so we form a 3, and then you get another 5 to the downside. So this is, again, a fractal 5, 3, 5 within the 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it is, again, I'm simplifying things here because I'm obviously on a time constraint, but you know, essentially what I'm saying to you is I'm very interested in this opportunity of the longs around here because we should be looking for a large bounce. Again, this bounce absolutely can lead to a lower high for coming down once more. But nevertheless, like this bounce to play is like a, 30-40% bounce. So it's a very attractive bounce to try and play, to be honest with you. And so, yeah, my Elliott wave perspective is overall expecting new all-time highs, but it is about over a year away, actually. And I'm still expecting an ongoing bear market for really the next 6 months to a year. Of course, I am open to change that opinion. And I will always say that I am a trader that trades the charts. What do I mean by that? It means I can have my bias, I can have my opinions, and I trade my bias and I trade my opinions. But they are very much open to change. Okay, I will always be very loyal, or not loyal, I guess is the right way. I will be very honest with everybody, right? I can have a bearish bias, but if I truly see something in the charts and the data, right? The key here is the data. If I see something in the data that tells me this is no longer bearish and it's actually much more bullish now, well, then I will flip and I will say, well, guys, I'm no longer looking for these lower targets. I actually have now flipped bullish. I'm closing my shorts and I will be looking to continue to add to my longs. So I'm very open to being wrong. Okay, I'm open to being wrong, and I'm very open to just changing my bias when needed. Okay, I'm not a trader that's going to be bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. I will have my opinion for several months of bearish, but when I see the signs to switch, I will switch back to bullish. Okay, and so I'm just saying I think that actually the low is going to be put in about a year, but I understand I could be wrong on that. And if there is, let's say, a big sign of strength and this makes its way up, and instead of going BC, it just goes up to new all-time highs, well, that's where I will have to recount and say, well, I was incorrect on the BC. But let's trade what's happening, right? Let's not be sad by this. Let's, focus on the next best trade setup and find the next best opportunity from where we would be at that time. So again, I'm open to being incorrect, but I do believe from an Elliott wave perspective, there is a little, there's a lot, you can say a lot more pain to come, but a bounce actually before the next step of the pain, let's say. So yeah, that's kind of a very simplified version of my Elliott wave perspective at the moment, my friends. Wow, we got so many people in the chat right now. This is really, really, really great to see, by the way. I would just say this: if you're enjoying the stream, would really appreciate a like. Would really appreciate if you share out this video, share out the channel. We are really focused on high quality, real in-depth actual analysis, and we're not trying to say this is a get-rich-quick scheme and you're going to get rich overnight. Now, this is very advanced level of trading. It's actually very professional and very serious what we do at Chart Champions. I would almost say it's like a university course, right? I really want to teach you what we're looking at here, so you can be self-sufficient. So you're not reliant on me. You're not reliant on anyone else apart from your own self. Because every skill that I have in trading, I'm honestly teaching it. There's not anything that I'm gatekeeping, holding back. I'm teaching everything. And so, I really feel like this is a university course. And if you dedicate yourself to that course, there is no reason why you cannot be at the same level as me or anybody else at a high level of trading. We go very in-depth, very advanced, but I truly believe it's something that will change your life if you put in the time to truly study. Anyway, with that said, I'm actually going to be calling it a night. It's almost 9:30 here in the evening, and I'm going to enjoy my evening before I head to sleep. I'm actually normally already in bed, by the way, so it's actually a late night for me. I sleep very, very early. Anyway, hope that you've enjoyed this video. It's been a nice, really honestly enjoyed hanging out with you all champs. We've had a lot of activity, a lot of people in the chat, lots of thank yous. So thank you guys. Super, super happy to be here. If you've enjoyed it, let me know, right? Let me know, hit those likes and drop the comments. And, if I see people are really liking this, and I'm of course going to do more. This is probably the first stream I've done in 6 months, but actually the reception I've had here is really warm and really welcoming. So always motivates me to come on here and be with you more. So, I just say thank you. I'm sorry if people took it as bragging. It's always a double-edged sword, right? If I show you really nice trades and really nice gains, I'm not doing that for the bragging. I'm doing it for one of two things. I think, first of all, for the transparency, to show you that I'm not just hindsight. Oh, guys, you could have shorted here, but I had no idea it was going to. I think that's important. I also think the transparency is important to show you that I was doing it. I also think, hopefully it's like inspiring. I think that's what I would like you to take away. Instead of thinking I'm bragging about the short trades, like try and be inspired by it. Think, well, if that guy can do it, I can do it. I'm no special guy. I'm just some random guy that became very obsessed with trading. And so if you are like that, I would hope you take inspiration, but I understand it can come off as bragging. And that's kind of the unfortunate side of it, because I'm really not really trying to brag to you about this, but I'm sorry if you took it that way. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, I thank you all ever so much. I truly, truly, truly do appreciate and love you. I hope you've enjoyed. If you want more, you know where to get it, right? chartchampions.com. And I would just say that. Thank you ever so much. I will catch you over in the Discord if you're a champion member. And hope you've enjoyed. Thank you ever so much. And that's me signing out. Goodbye.